Et bonjour à tous et bienvenue pour ce Ask Vitality avec l'équipe LFL de l'équipe, évidemment Vitality, l'équipe de League of Legends. Ici Krok, commentateur et journaliste e-sport League of Legends. Vous m'avez déjà vu à plusieurs reprises sur la TV. Ça me fait plaisir de vous retrouver ici pour ce format Ask Vitality. Donc, il est dédié pour vous. Donc, n'hésitez pas à poser vos questions dans le chat. Et on va parler ici en anglais avec Smiley, Memento et Diplex. Hello guys, how are you, Smiley?
Yo, I'm good.
Okay. And Memento, are you next to Smiley and Diplex in the same place?
Well, they are kind of close, yeah.
Okay,
I'm in the
okay.
middle. Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
You can see my hand, okay. Yeah, we're kind of close.
Yeah.
And Diplex is between. Hello, Diplex. How are
Yeah.
you?
Hello, I'm good.
Nice. So to start in the proper way, I guess the best start is to introduce a bit yourself. So maybe we can start with Memento. Can you a bit please introduce yourself and your career history? I would say.
Ooh, well, that's gonna be an hour or so.
In one minute? No.
I can do it in 1 minute, I guess. Hello, my name is Memento, and I'm the jungler for Team Vitality. I've been playing professionally for probably 5 or 6 years. I'm not really sure. I think I started in 2015. And yeah, I don't know. Do I need to go through all my teams that I played in, or is it
Maybe
just
one
a
or
fast one?
two that was super relevant for you, okay?
Okay, so I played in Rocket in 2018, and then I also played in Schalke in 2019 in the LEC, and then I joined Vitality in 2021. I'm gonna skip 2020 because I don't want to talk about it.
So to skip, nice one. Smiley, we turn to you guys.
Yeah, I started playing competitive in 2016, back in the UK scene. At that point, it wasn't really full-time. My first full-time team was Baskonia back in 2017.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been playing full-time pretty much, for 4 years, with like a half-year break in between. And I guess most of you know me from Vitality right now, but I played in Geo as well. Last year, and before that I was in G2 Heretics in Spain, which is a league I played in a bunch as well. So yeah.
And you are both from Sweden, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. And we have also Diplex. Diplex, can you a bit introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm Diplex. I'm mid laner for Vitality B. I'm 17, and my career started with like OP Energy in last year. Like in the Prime League.
Yeah.
And now, like 2021, I'm in Vitality B. Yeah. So
And
my
do you were in full time at this point, like last year also, or that was a part time and you are your studies also? Or?
Last year, like in spring, I was part time, and after spring, I like decided to like commit and go like full time.
Yeah.
And it like worked out quite well. So.
Yeah, you did alright actually.
Nice one. Memento, take care about Diplex. So how long have you been playing LoL, guys? Because I'm pretty sure that can be a bit different for everyone. Memento since the beta?
Since season 1, not the beta.
Yeah,
but
okay.
yeah, I think it's 10 years now actually. 2010 I started.
Okay. Smiley, that was the same for you guys?
Yeah, kind of same. I think it's hard for me to pinpoint exactly, but I believe it was end of season 1 / start of season 2. It was somewhere around there, and I was just playing 3v3s for like a year to start. So yeah,
that was so nice.
Somewhere around like 9-10 years as well for me.
Do you were the guys who are starting to buy 2 boots with your champions or something like this?
Oh yeah, I was awful. I don't even remember most of it, but I was like playing a Nivea, Ashe only in 3v3s, and had no clue what I was doing. I was playing with my brothers and some friends.
But there were like 20 champions back then, I think. So I used to play like Ashe mid and stuff. I think Ashe was the tutorial champion. So I just played Ashe and Xin Chao. That was basically it. And then I just like.
And
it was so fun.
Do you fast discover the competitive scene, or that was years and years after?
I guess I can start. I started watching quite early actually. Already in season 2, I remember I was actively watching League. I was following like TSM, CLG, back at the very, very start of the competitive scene in NA. And I remember I was really excited about like seeing the behind the scenes, like they had the vlogs, like the Bay life stuff. And yeah, so I've been watching since back then. But at the time I was obviously not really thinking about competing or anything. That kind of grew into me a bit later, like. But yeah, I've been watching for a long time.
Okay. And you, Diplex, when do you start to play League?
I think I started like end of season 2.
Okay.
Or like start of season 3. So like 8 years ago. I was like 9 years old back then.
Wow. Who introduced to the game?
My brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And same as Smiley, that was like to play for fun, and after you discovered the competitive part, or that was like immediately in your mind?
I was playing for fun, kinda, but like at some point I got like higher elo, and like some people messaged me, and I was like watching like some leagues as well. Like season 5 already, I was like watching Gambit because they're like Russian, like a Russian team, and I'm like also like low-key a Russian, so
Low-key.
I felt like the vibe as well.
Okay, and are you agree that the fact that League of Legends changed a lot, and what do you have in mind that one season that was the best season for you, like season 3, season 5, season 11? So do you have one reference season for you guys? Memento, maybe?
I mean, the most memorable season was probably season 5 for me, because that was the first time I hit the Challenger like consistently. And I'm not sure if League was like more fun back then. I think solo queue was probably better, but I think League is actually a better game now than it was before. I think everyone just sort of improved, and when a game has been out for so long, then obviously everyone is gonna like learn the basics of the game and like look for new ways to play it. But season 5 was for sure probably the best season, and that's when Graves got reworked, and I spammed that champ, and it was so much fun.
We talk about Graves baby after. Smiley, do you agree with the season 5?
Yeah, season 5. I think season 6 is probably most memorable for me because that was after I made a swap to AD carry, and it's also the first time I hit Challenger. So yeah, like before I was playing a mid lane, I was like hard stack, low master, diamond 1. Then I made a swap to AD carry, and I hit Challenger within like 3 months or something. So I think that was the most memorable one for me. Yeah.
Diplex, that was the same for you, season 6? I saw your smile.
No, I was like smiling because of Smiley season 6, but that's like a different story. I think for me it's like season 9. It's like the first time I hit Challenger and was like top 10 and end of like the season.
Someone say to me that I can traduce and translate a bit, so I can do it now. So Smiley, Memento et Diplex disaient qu'ils avaient chacun aimé des saisons différentes. Memento la saison 5 parce que c'était la saison où il a pu passer Challenger. Smiley également saison 6 et Diplex plutôt la saison 9. Des saisons qui lui ont plu, puisqu'à chaque fois, ils ont pu monter en niveau. Voilà, je vous ferai la traduction régulièrement quand ça me semble important, mais je ne vais pas pouvoir tout traduire. Donc, si dans le chat, il y en a certains qui sont plutôt anglophones et qui veulent passer des messages ou traduire une partie de ce que disent Diplex, Smiley et Memento, n'hésitez pas. So, what was my next question? I was like, what is your favorite champion and why? I know that Memento want to talk about Graves. Is that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think as Graves is for sure. Ever since the rework, I think that champ is so much fun, and it was the first champ that I played that actually got me to Challenger. So that's why it's kind of my favorite champ. But I mean, I want to be like, say, Lee Sin because it's cool and stuff, but I don't think Lee Sin is actually, because everyone has it as their favorite champ, so it's not that special anymore. So I like Graves more.
Okay, go for Graves. Smiley, your one.
I don't know. I think for me it's probably like Kalista, since it's a bit of like a signature pick. Sometimes a bit more meta than other times, but mostly it's like considered like a pocket pick, kind of off meta. really aggressive vibes, which I enjoy. But I'm not really like a person who has like one champion. Kind of depends on the metas and stuff. Obviously, like recently, Kai'Sa has been super enjoyable to play. Definitely one of the best ADs like ever released, I think. So yeah, for me it kind of depends on like what's meta and like what I feel like playing in the current state of the game. So, but if I had to pick one, it's probably Kalista all the time. Yeah.
And you, Diplex, say a mid laner, please.
I think
want Graves.
I think for me it's like Kiana because you can like one-shot people. That's like the main thing.
Is that easy to play currently in the game? Kiana?
Can you repeat it?
Is that a champion you can play currently in the game, or is shitty tier because mage control everything in the game currently?
I think like in solo queue, Kiana is like really OP because nobody's like respecting like roams, but like in competitive, like everyone is like playing so safe, so you can't really play this champion.
Yeah. Donc petite traduction, Memento parlait de Graves en disant que c'était un champion qui lui avait beaucoup plu. Smiley parlait de Kalista, même s'il aime beaucoup aussi Kai'Sa. Kalista est un champion qu'il aime beaucoup. Et Diplex parlait de Kiana, je crois que vous l'avez compris. Et il disait que dans cette méta, c'était pas forcément simple à jouer de façon compétitive, mais qu'on pouvait toujours s'amuser sur le pick en solo queue. I switch every time between English and French, and I think I can't be lost. So I want to start a bit about the split, guys, in LFL. So what were your thoughts about this split? What was the main goal, and how that's turned during the season? Maybe Smiley, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. About the split, I mean, all in all, thinking back, not all that disappointed. Obviously, the end result was terrible, but I think split as a whole was really enjoyable for me personally, because I feel like we're a team where we can all rely on each other, and we're all like pretty close as a group. And I could see like a really, really strong improvement, especially like mid split towards the end of playoffs. I think we improved a lot. And it's sad, you know, the way it ended now in spring, us dropping out of play-ins. But all in all, I'm like quite happy with split and like our performance as a team, because I think at one point like people kind of counted us out, like maybe even for playoff contention, but especially to make EU Masters. And I feel like we came into playoffs really strong with our own idea of playing. And, surprised a lot of people when we took those 2 best of 5s of BDS and GameWard quite convincingly, I would say. So yeah, it's been like up and down like always, but more ups than down, I would say, for our first split as a team.
Do you want to add something, guys? Memento,
do you want to start?
No, you start.
Okay, I start, I guess. No, I think this team is actually one of the. I mean, ever since we started the like tryouting with each other in December, I think, like mid-December, we already knew that like the team had a really high ceiling and everyone was like really good players, IMO at least. But so I think our like standards or our expectations, like in the first split, was just like to make playoffs and see how far we can come, and then continue developing. Because I think like our team in general improved really fast, especially like Smiley said, the mid split. So I think it was a bit surprising for a lot of people that we made the EU Masters, because we had like some shaky games in the regular season, and there was like we were still like trying to figure out what our team identity was. But I think in mid split we kind of figured it out, and then we started like improving drastically. And even though like it was really disappointing how we like ended up dropping out of play-ins, there's not much to say about it. But the whole split in general has been like really pleasant. Like it's been super nice to work with these guys, and the improvement everyone has made is like so impressive. So I'm actually quite happy with how well we did the first split, and I think it can only go up from here.
Diplex, that was a new start for you after your first year of your esports career, I would say, in Germany. So how that was different, completely different from last year, and how do you figure out the split for you?
I think the split for me was like mainly about like depthing kinda, because like I wasn't used to playing like mages. Like I had to pick them up first. So first I had to like pick them up, like Oriana Victor. Kinda had to like practice them and get used to them. What I did, I think, which is like quite nice, I think. Also, this like I think overall the split was quite good. Like I improved a lot with like champion pool wise. Like in general about the game. And yeah, I think summer is gonna be even better.
Ok.
Because of that.
Je traduis un petit peu. Donc, du coup, Smiley, Memento et Diplex, je leur ai demandé ce qu'ils pensaient du split. Et du coup, ils m'ont dit que ça a commencé forcément un peu doucement, qu'au mi-split, ils se sont vraiment, ils ont bien progressé, que les tryouts en décembre, Memento disait ça, que dès décembre, en fait, ils ont construit l'équipe et qu'ils savaient qu'il y avait un gros potentiel. Et ils ont mis un petit peu de temps à le mettre en place, mais que ça a surpris tout le monde. En tout cas, c'est ce qu'ils disent. D'atteindre les playoffs et d'aller arracher des games de playoffs et jusqu'au U-Master. Ils sont évidemment encore déçus de la partie des U-Master, mais que malgré ce up and down, donc ces montées et descentes durant la saison, ils ont plutôt apprécié jouer ensemble et ils ont hâte de pouvoir jouer le Summer, c'est ce que disait Diplex. Ça a changé aussi un petit peu d'ambition. Il a dû pas mal s'adapter, Diplex. Il disait qu'il avait des mages à jouer comme Oriana ou Victor, qu'il a beaucoup appris à jouer et qu'il a bien joué d'ailleurs, parce qu'il les a joués à plusieurs reprises en LFL. So, guys, to continue on this discussion about the splits, do you have like a memorable game with Vitality that was like fun to play, or a comeback, or something like you keep in mind for this split?
I can start, I think.
Diplex?
So for me, the memorable game was, I guess, against BDS.
Okay.
When like I played Asia, because like you have to imagine, like when we did like the draft, every draft was like with Asia, and I wasn't like that comfortable on this champion yet. Like I thought that I'm like not ready to play it yet.
Yeah.
So was like a bit kind of like a bit scared to play this champion against BDS, because like Zico is a good player and like the team in general is like quite good. So, but I think I played like really good on Asia, and like everything started like with Diplex. It was like kind of funny.
True story.
Yeah.
Smiley, do you have a memorable game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good shot from Dipan, I think. He really popped off that series. I think for me, I guess the Vayne game against Misfits was pretty awesome to play. Despite the series as a whole being a bit of a disappointment, especially for me personally. But having that Vayne game in like a best of 5, when it's like kind of do or die, was pretty sick. And other than that, I think the Game World series for me, pretty great as well. Like playing really badly first game, getting kind of styled on, and then just stomping enemy bot 3 games in a row. Felt really good. And obviously, if I had to pick like one moment, it was just qualifying for EU Masters by beating BDS. But that was like more of a team thing, I think. But if I had to choose like one game in particular, I guess the Vayne game against Misfits is the one that stands out for me personally.
Yeah.
I think I don't have like too many memorable games. I just have like memorable moments. Like when we qualified for EU Masters, it was a real nice moment. Everyone was like kind of relieved, and we also like the last minute of the series against BDS, like knowing that we're about to end it and we're about to like make EU Masters, and that's like the most memorable thing for me, at least, because it was just like everyone started screaming and we were like hyping each other up, like let's I don't want to swear, but let's go, you know. And we just I think as those kind of moments like with the team is the most memorable for me. I think like personally any like don't think. I guess the Quadra kill with Pantheon was like kind of memorable, but against Solary. But I don't have too many memorable games, to be honest.
Ok. Petite traduction, je disais du coup, je posais la question de quelle était la game qui leur avait le plus plu ou qui les avait le plus marqués dans ce split. Diplex a commencé à parler de sa game de Azir, sur lequel il avait un petit peu peur parce que c'était pas un champion sur lequel il était si confiant, mais finalement c'était face à BDS et Chico en plus c'est pas un adversaire facile et au final c'est la game où il s'est transformé de Diplex en Driplex et je pense que ça vous a tous marqué, il y a eu un avant et un après. Pour Smiley c'était plutôt la game de Vayne qu'il a joué contre Misfits, qui est un champion où tu do or die, un champion du coup où tu dois te donner à fond et la game n'était pas forcément simple, mais ça a été un bon moment et Smiley et Memento partagent le moment où ils ont gagné la possibilité de se qualifier pour les EU Masters. Ça a commencé à crier de partout, c'était un moment assez important et ils ont et du coup c'est ce qu'il a retenu le plus de ce split. Donc voilà un petit peu la traduction. Guys, so what is the relation between the LEC and the LFL team at the moment, and I would say during the split? Maybe you can share some thought about the main team, or that was not so easy. How was the relation with the LEC team?
Mm, I mean, we did scrim a bit during the split, but because we weren't like playing together in an office, I think that kind of limited our interaction with the main team.
Yeah.
So like because of COVID and everything, like we're playing from our apartments, like respective apartments in Berlin, both the main team and us. So we didn't really have much of like a personal connection to the main team. But we did practice against each other, especially at the start / mid of the split. So that was really fun, and I could draw a lot from those games personally, because like obviously the main team didn't do quite so hot in the LEC, but in scrims they were playing really good. Yeah. I was expecting them to do way better, which sadly was not the case, obviously. But I think especially at like the start of the split, they were looking really promising in scrims, and I heard the same from my friends I have in other LSC teams. So yeah, but we didn't like interact too much with each other throughout the splits.
Maybe the best part to create connection was before the split, no, Smiley, because you start early in December to try out with the team and to play together, and you maybe face a lot the LEC team, no?
Yeah, for sure. At the like preseason / start of the split when we just arrived to Berlin, I think that was the time we played each other the most, for sure.
That was a good moment also to create a good confidence on your proper way, no? Because you were the LFL team and there was the LEC, no?
Yeah, I'd say so. You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think in the early season we scrimmed them a lot, and I think they helped us improve so much because they were playing like really well in scrims, and it was quite just amazing to face such a good team. And I think they helped us a lot just to like improve and see our own weaknesses. But unfortunately, we didn't have that much connection with them. We met them maybe like 3 times, I think.
Okay.
And we had like a talk with them a little bit, and it was kind of nice. But then we started playing from our apartment, and we didn't really have much connection with them anymore, which is kind of unfortunate because it was really nice, like everyone being in the same office. It's like a nice relationship, you know, you can talk with each other and like have different ideas about matchups and stuff. So I think like I hope next split will actually have a closer connection with them. We'll all be in the same office most likely. Then I think that's going to be a lot better, and always scrimming like a good team is always enjoyable.
Yeah, true story. Une traduction rapide, mais du coup, je leur posais la question de quelle était la relation entre l'équipe LEC et l'équipe LFL, une équipe qu'ils ont pu rencontrer à plusieurs reprises mais avec lesquels ils n'ont pas pu partager les mêmes locaux en continu. Ils ont joué beaucoup depuis leurs appartements à l'équipe LFL. Et donc, ils ont pu les face en début de split. Smiley me racontait qu'ils avaient eu l'occasion de partager des scrims en début de saison et que ça leur donnait pas mal de confiance, que ça avait pu les aider à construire le roster. Néanmoins, je pense que ce sera encore mieux en été puisqu'ils auront la possibilité de partager les mêmes locaux et donc du coup de partager aussi leur vision du jeu à chacun et de progresser à 10 plutôt que chaque groupe dans son coin. So it's like more day to day, but what's the typical training day, Diplex, at Vitality? Like how is divide the day? You start with a solo queue, or are you starting with sports session? How is?
I mean, for me, it's starting like I wake up, do my like morning routine, like eat breakfast, I guess, then like play like 2 to 3 solo queues, I guess, into 5 games of scrims. Then I take like a small break, like eat something, I guess, and like play like 3 or maybe 4 solo queue games after. Then like chill, I guess, read a book maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Read a book.
Read a book.
You never read a book.
I did
one.
Smiley, you not agree?
No, I agree with everything except for the reading a book part. I've never seen him read a book in my entire life. So that's
it's my room, dude.
Okay.
He has like a book collection, you know. He has like 300 books.
Maybe. I've never seen a bookshelf in that room, but could be wrong.
I mean, I can read something on my phone as well, you know.
Yeah, true.
And you, Smiley, what is your routine?
No, for me it's quite similar. Wake up, play a game, hopefully before scrims. Then we have a meeting about what we want to focus on for the day. Maybe if there's been a new patch, we talk about that. We kind of outline like at the start of the week as well, like what's our goals for the week and stuff. So then we go into scrims. Most of the time 4 games, not 5 games, but sometimes 5 games, sometimes 4. And then after just solo queue or relax a bit, like depends on how you're feeling. And so it's a bit of a grind, but it's fun, and it's all a part of the process that makes it so enjoyable for me.
Yeah, and Memento, this is like a routine you can have since many years. So how do you adapt with the Vitality one? Maybe you change some things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of similar. I think at the beginning, I like to like wake up and take a cold shower and then like play 1 solo queue. And then I
already heard that before.
Yeah, that was my routine, but then I got really lazy. Yeah, but then I got then I kind of broke my foot or like hurt it, so I couldn't really walk anymore. So I just woke up, played a solo queue, and then we had a meeting and talked about like what we want to focus on today. And then we just went into scrims, playing like 4 or 5 games, usually 4 games I would say, dependent on the quality. And then after that it's just solo queue again, like the evening, and it just rinse and repeat for like 4 months. So that's pretty it.
Do you agree, guys, that maintain a high level in solo queue is mandatory to play better, or to stay super aware about the patch or the champions? Or do you think that maybe sometimes play less solo queue but be really focused on 1 or 2 instead of play 5 or 6 different solo queue is mandatory? What is the best for you, for your perspective?
I think for me, like I respect both things. Like if you play like 2 games and like rewatch them and you look at what you did like wrong or right, it's like really fun. Like I think that's good. But I think for me, what is the best, like what works the best, is like just spam solo queue, I guess. Like I mean that works for me.
Smiley, do you agree?
Yeah, partly. Obviously, that's like a really personal thing. It depends from player to player. But for me, I think as well, when it's like really crunch time, I try to start sweating in solo queue, start playing a bunch more. Like for example, at towards the end of the split, I started playing like a lot of solo queue every day. So, but I think it's important that you find your own balance as a player. And it also depends on like some outside factors. For me, for example, the COVID situation that has been going on for a while now has kind of impacted like a lot of the stuff that I like to do outside of the game. It kind of gives me that break. So for me, it's not always super easy to play non-stop 24/7 outside of scrim solo queue the entire split, but I try to like reserve some mental energy. So for example, when playoffs came around, when EU Masters came around, I pretty much used all of my like waking like time awake except for scrims to play solo queue or to like watch league and try and like really work on myself and get a good understanding of the patch and everything. So but it's a really like it depends on different players what they prefer and what works for them. But I think keeping a high level of solo queue really helps for the most part.
Memento, do you agree with this kind of situation, or do you?
I mean, I think it's kind of dependent on also like what kind of role you play. Yeah. I think like mid lane AD is very important to like keep up your mechanics as much as possible and actually spam the game. And then I think
good
also
tips
like
for Smiley Diplex, thank you.
Yeah. So I think it's like dependent on person to person, like what works for them. I like to at least this split, I like to focus more on just like using all my mental energy for scrims and not so much for solo queue, because I think jungle role in solo queue is like so different from competitive. But I definitely think like if I need to practice something, then I spam solo queue and then I make sure that I can play the champion. But other than that, I don't think solo queue has been like that impactful this split. But I definitely think like if you're a new player, you should definitely always keep a high level of solo queue. And even as the older player, I think you should also have a high level of solo queue. If you look at like the G2, right? Like Jankus is always spamming solo queue all the time, and he's always like high rank, and it's always like why he's good, you know. So I think it's always impactful to have a high level of solo queue.
Yeah. Donc la traduction, j'ai demandé un petit peu leur journée type. Évidemment, ça commence pour tous les trois par un petit wake-up de la solo queue, puis ensuite un meeting. Ce meeting, il leur permet de se réunir et de réfléchir à quels sont les objectifs de la semaine, quels sont les patchs, qu'est-ce qu'on peut travailler cette semaine. Évidemment, ensuite, il y a quelques scrims. Donc les scrims, c'est les matchs d'entraînement contre une autre équipe. Il y en a 4 ou 5 selon les journées. Et dans ces moments-là, c'est le moment où il faut être le plus concentré. Et enfin, il y a un petit peu de solo queue à la fin de la journée, ou alors c'est un temps pour se relaxer. Ce qui est intéressant dans la question que a poursuivie, c'est sur la partie du coup de est-ce que les joueurs pensent qu'il faut avoir un très haut niveau de solo queue pour pouvoir bien performer en équipe. C'est une question qui est assez discutée. On voit que Smiley, Memento et Diplex ont des réponses qui varient beaucoup. Smiley et Diplex pensent qu'effectivement ça a un impact important, mais qu'il faut pouvoir garder de l'énergie pour les scrims, ce qui est le plus important. Et Memento en rajoute en disant que ça dépend des saisons. Et évidemment, en début de saison, ça peut valoir encore plus le coup, c'est ce que disait Smiley d'ailleurs, de vraiment grind, de pousser au maximum le temps que tu peux passer en solo queue, mais qu'ensuite, il s'agit de bien comprendre ces champions, mais l'énergie, il faut la conserver pour les matchs d'entraînement, sinon c'est un peu du temps de gâcher que de prendre des temps de solo queue et ne pas performer avec l'équipe. So after the training day and the solo queue topic, I would say, I would know maybe, beside playing LOL, what do you like to do? So Diplex, I know now. I want to read everything. Do you have like other activities you play or you do beside LOL?
So I guess like you mean like during the split or like
during the split, yeah. Or
okay, like during the split, I like mostly focus on League, kinda.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like maybe like watch some like series, I guess. But like do like I'm not playing any other games than like League, kinda.
Okay.
Like mostly focus on League, yeah.
And you, Smiley?
Yeah. Kind of the same for me.
Series also? What kind of series?
Yeah, depending. Want to talk about the series you watch? You want to talk about the series you watch?
Not really.
No? Yeah, okay. No, but for me it's I don't know. It's a lot of league. I'm gonna be honest. I like watching league as well.
Yeah.
So, but like,
what do you watching in terms of leagues? Like most of competitive region, or more like streamers or gameplay? Or?
I mean, it depends a bit. I mostly watch like competitive league. I don't watch streams all that much.
Okay.
And it kind of depends on what mood I'm in. Like sometimes I just want to watch LEC to enjoy myself. I want to turn off my brain. I just watch. Like in some cases, people I know, or like, yeah, I just like watching games. Sometimes I really want to sit down and like watch what's going on in the games. So in that case, I try and watch like the high level LEC teams, like Rogue, G2, Mad, and in LCK as well, the best teams there, and LPL. Yeah, I watch most LPL games, like at least a recap of them.
Yeah.
And for the games that are really interesting, or the series that are really interesting, I try and watch more of like the full VOD. But outside of league, I don't know. Like I like watching football. I haven't watched too much football this split, but I enjoy football very much. I like working out, and when I did it in GEO, it was really. I benefited a lot from it. I felt like mentally and also physically, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's been hard. This split, we bought some gym equipment, but didn't end up really using it.
Really?
Like laying around here in the apartment. Like it's kind of an excuse, right? But the Corona situation made it a bit harder for me personally, because I like having a place to go. Like when I was working out, like a designated workouts place, like a gym or whatever. So I've kind of been slacking off in that department, but that's something that I enjoy doing as well, and I'm gonna get back to it when I get home now, hopefully.
Okay. Memento, new stuff, like series also, football as the Smiley. You watch matches together?
No, I actually don't watch that much football. I don't know why, but I was never interested in football, even though I played it for like 10 years before. But I never like got into watching competitive football. That sounds so weird, actually. But,
yeah, true.
But yeah, other than league, I think I used to also just enjoy going to the gym. But now I'm just full of excuses of not working out. We had like this, we were like, oh, it's COVID, you know, so can't really go to the gym. And then we buy like equipment. And then we buy the equipment. And then we're like, yeah, but we don't have the full equipment, so we can't start working out yet. And then we fixed all the equipment and everything. And then we're like, yeah, let's play some league. We never worked out. It was such a waste. But that was definitely one of my key things to do. I love this, the working out, and it always gave me like a mental reset. So it has been a bit different. I can notice, like, since I don't work out anymore, I can notice like the discipline is actually like lacking, and you're not as I don't know, not as mentally refreshed like you are after working out. I never thought like, or I guess this year like really made me realize how important it is to actually work out when you sit at the PC for like 12 hours, because you don't really have any mental resets, which can, maybe like burn you out like a lot faster since you don't really do anything else. But other than league, I think, I mean, I like watching VODs, I like watching UFC sometimes, and then, some series on free days. It's pretty much it, I think.
Okay.
My whole life is just mostly league.
As everyone here, I would say. C'est pour moi. Petite traduction ici. Donc, du coup, je demandais un petit peu ce qu'ils aimaient bien faire en dehors de Ligue. Vous posez la question pour Diplex et vous avez la réponse ici. Il disait que c'était beaucoup de Ligue, évidemment, surtout pendant la saison. Il regardait de temps en temps des séries. Vous l'avez entendu que lire également. Et du côté de Smiley, il y a souvent regardé des compétitions. Il parlait de LEC, mais il parlait également des scènes chinoises ou de d'autres scènes encore. Et pas mal regardé de football, en plus de faire du sport auquel Memento mettait un point important dessus en disant moi j'aime beaucoup faire de sport, ça a été plus difficile cette saison avec le Covid et ça nous a fait des excuses, mais la réalité c'est que il faut en faire parce que sinon ça te brûle vite, ça te consume et tu fais pas de mental reset, tu ne prends pas le temps finalement de de reprendre ton souffle quand tu enchaînes les games, quand tu enchaînes les entraînements. Et du coup, il mettait un point d'honneur sur le sujet. Et je pense que a priori, on devrait avoir des Vitality in shape pour la suite de ce Summer Split. Ah oui, il parlait aussi de l'UFC, Memento qui regarde un petit peu du UFC aussi de temps en temps, en plus des séries. N'hésitez pas d'ailleurs dans le chat, si vous avez des questions et qu'elles sont pertinentes, je les prendrai et je poserai la question en anglais, donc vous pouvez même la poser en français, je prendrai un peu le temps pour suivre ce que vous dites. I have some questions like who can be fun. I want your answer.
Right.
Like, do you prefer to play words but poorly and quit after groups, or play all stars and win all the 1v1? Smiley.
Wait, so quit, like as in quit my
Quit
career,
after groups,
or
but
like
you play
out of
words.
tournament? Like you're
And-
out of tournament, or you quit your career?
You are
You're
out.
out.
You're out.
Okay.
Brutal,
I
you
thought it was
quit your
like
career.
the career's over. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, for sure, worlds for me. That's a no-brainer for me, at least.
Okay.
But I would imagine that if you made worlds, you would have like at least a chance to make it out of groups, hopefully. But if it's like doomed, then still worlds for me, because it's the biggest tournament. Like it's like the place that everyone dreams to be, So. Yeah.
So for Smiley, it's words. Memento.
Well, I mean, it's not that different from what we did this split. We made the Masters, which is like mini worlds, and then we dropped our play-ins, so it's kind of same thing, I think.
Didn't really make groups though, but
what? But did they say play-ins or groups that you got
Groups.
out of? Groups. Okay.
The question was groups, but I understand your comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you prefer words as win everything in All Stars?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not sure how impactful All-Star is. It's probably fun to play 1v1 versus Faker, but let's be real, I'm never gonna have the hands to play against him. So, yeah, for sure, just go Worlds and have the experience of going to Worlds should be really helpful, really nice.
And for Diplex?
I mean, for me, I would also take like Worlds.
Okay.
Because like it probably means that I probably did like quite good in summer, right? So yeah, that's like the main reason. Also like for the Worlds experience as well, and be like in a different country.
Yeah.
Play from there.
Also, so Deepan, you're going to Worlds in summer already?
Holy.
Most likely.
You didn't tell us about this.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So I have a lot of different questions in the chat, so I take some. One guy was interested by the fact if you play yet in practice, if you practiced yet in teams, but in fact this is close to the vacation. We are starting the off season. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's the answer, Milan. Ah oui, j'ai pas I want to translate. Donc oui, ils sont quasiment en vacances maintenant. Ils vont rentrer d'ailleurs chez eux bientôt. Donc on est en off-season. Donc non, ils ne traînent plus aujourd'hui là. Enfin aujourd'hui, ces derniers jours quoi. Another one was about the pressure that a lot of people noted that the beginning of the splits was maybe a lot of pressure for everyone, but step by step you take the pressure for you guys, and that was another a super second part of LFL. And there was the question is why? What was the main reason that the pressure vanished day after day? I would say. Someone has a clue about that?
I can maybe start. So, like when the split started, we all were like a bit shaky. I guess we've been like really insecure about our plays, and we like questioned our plays a lot. But after the first week, we kind of like started playing the competitive matches like scrims, like just fight kinda, and it worked out well, I think.
Okay. Smiley, Memento, you want to add something?
I mean, I can start, I guess. I think in the early season, because none of us has played like competitive in a while, and I think how we were doing in scrims was like very explosive, and we were going for a bit more risky plays. And I think like first week of competitive, we were a bit scared of going for the same plays. But then we quickly realized, like after 2 games, we were like, nah, Can I swear on this stream?
Sorry?
Oh, I can't swear on the stream, right?
No.
Try it.
Then I just want to say that
Find it
after
out.
2 games we're like the hell with this, you know. And then we said like if we're gonna lose in our own way, and we started playing like just without regrets, I guess. And then we actually started playing pretty well. I think we went on like a 5-win streak after that, but I'm not 100% sure. I think but yeah, I think just early season is like a bit shaky always, and coming back to competitive and realizing that competitive games are a lot more different than scrims, because in scrims everyone plays so differently. They like to play a lot more aggressive. It's really easy to take fights, but when you come to competitive, it's more about like playing for vision, playing for rotations and towers and objectives, and then take your fights around these kind of things, and not just finding a random fight in the mid lane like playing ARAM. So I think we were just trying to adapt to the competitive difference. We adapted quite quickly, I would say, and it was pretty successful.
Donc, du coup, je résume, mais Kana nous demandait un petit peu, demandait aux joueurs comment ils ont pris la pression, et Diplex a commencé à répondre puis Memento ensuite en disant qu'ils étaient un petit peu shaky, comme on peut dire, c'est-à-dire c'était encore un petit peu pas forcément hyper simple de tout mettre en place, mais que après les risky play, les moves un petit peu difficiles à gérer en début de saison, ils ont beaucoup plus focus sur les rotations, sur la vision, sur le moyen de pouvoir gagner une game sans forcément être tout le temps dans le combat. Et c'est ce qui leur a permis de progresser et de voir un petit peu leurs résultats s'améliorer. Another guy is dedicated to question for you, Memento. Are you fine with the carry jungle meta, or did you prefer to play more like with more active jungle meta and not like just clear again your camps? What is your main play style, or what do you prefer?
I mean, I personally prefer like carry meta and a little bit more active meta, but I'm not sure if it's like carry meta now. It's more about like how fast can you clear your jungle, and the more times you clear your jungle, the bigger gold lead you get. Because I remember like there was this game versus a game board, and Lulix played Lee Sin, and I played like the best jungler, which was Talia back then.
Yeah.
And I don't think I did much that game except clear my jungle, and I just cleared my jungle a lot faster than Lee Sin, because Lee Sin is a trash champion, right? And basically I just got like 3 levels up just by clearing my jungle, and then I was like really ahead, and it was just really hard for them to play, right? But it's not like I'm making these like insane plays, insane ganks and stuff like this. I'm just literally clearing my jungle faster than the enemy jungler, and I get an advantage from that. So I don't think it's like that skilled. And but I would prefer like a little bit more activity in the jungle, you know, like choosing over ganks or doing camps, invading or stuff like this. So I'm fine with this meta, but I think there shouldn't be so much full clearing.
Donc Banzai, pour ta réponse, Memento dit que effectivement l'objectif du jungler qui juste farm dans sa jungle, c'est pas ce qui l'intéresse le plus, et que sinon on se retrouve dans des situations où on est juste à non pas faire le plays, mais à être des machines à farm, et celui qui a farmé le plus vite, il a la possibilité de faire quelque chose de plus que l'adversaire. Do you have the same aspect of the game, Diplex, with the mages and with the fact that you can't play a lot of different assassins currently in the competitive meta? Is that a problem, or you are fine with that because mages are also cool to play?
I mean, I had a problem in the beginning, I guess. I wasn't like really sure if I'm like good enough on these champions already.
Yeah.
But I guess they were like kind of fun, and it was quite fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really play assassins right now.
True.
Because the most comms like just don't allow it. Like you mostly need like wave clear all the time, and most assassins don't have it.
True.
So you're kind of forced to it, but yeah, I mean it's fine. Don't have a problem with it.
The only one can be maybe the Ahri. We see a bit of Ahri in the game.
Ahri?
Seems like a bit as an assassin, but also can wave clear with his Q.
Yeah, kinda, but I think Ahri is a useless champion, so no, I'm not touching the champ.
Donc j'ai posé la question à Diplex de est-ce qu'il était content de cette méta mid où il y avait beaucoup de mages et il fallait beaucoup de wave clear, et il disait que c'était difficile de sortir des assassins parce qu'ils n'ont pas ce wave clear. Donc je l'ai challengé sur Harry, mais a priori pas de Harry pour Diplex. Donc désolé les gars. Do you have like a player model or some a player like do you want to refer when do you watch some competitive games or something like this? Memento, do you have like a big brother as Tian or something like this? A jungler do you have in reference?
I mean, I like watching Canyon mostly.
Canyon, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I think like most of the junglers in Korean LPL are like all really good. So I always get like really good ideas from them, like how they path and what they do. So I just think there's so many good junglers, so I kind of like look up to all of them.
Yeah.
But mostly Canyon, I would say.
Okay. And you, Smiley?
And I'm talking about Gilius, obviously, not
Gilius.
Korean Canyon.
Good to know.
No, for I don't know. I guess like in Europe for sure it's like Reckless. Like Reckless is the dream AD. Kind of like the perfect AD carry in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But speaking more internationally, like I don't know, there's a lot of AD carries out there who's doing their own thing, being very successful at it.
True.
I think Viper, like as we talked about before the show, Viper's insane right now. I think without a doubt, like the best AD in the world. So I've been watching a lot of EDG. But because of like it's kind of hard to get by the pro views. So that kind of sucks. I think for AD, like when you watch VODs, it's hard to always see exactly what they do because a lot of bot lane play, especially in early game, is about how you control the waves and what you allow the enemy to do with the wave in certain situations or how you can manipulate it. So it's not always that useful to watch VODs and only think about your own role. That's more like seeing how they move on the map maybe and seeing how they play out different situations, like different fights. But if I had to pick like one AD carry in the world right now, who I look up to the most, it's probably Viper. So
I understand that. Viper is the guy who tried to push every ADG members to the victory, and we will see soon if he can do it. Diplex, what is your maybe a role model or some another mid laners that you consider a lot?
For me, it's mostly, I guess, Showmaker. Because he's like he also plays a lot of assassins, I guess, but he's like kind of forced to play like mages right now, and it's like similar to me, I guess.
True.
So looking kind of like up to him.
Du coup, il y a je posais la question de à qui il s'identifiait peut-être ou quels sont les joueurs qu'il regardait le plus. Memento nous a parlé de Canyon, donc le célèbre joueur allemand de l'équipe Schalke. Et ensuite, Smiley nous a parlé de Viper, mais aussi de Reckless, le rêve d'Adegari, selon Smiley. Et Diplex nous parlait plutôt de Showmaker, un joueur coréen qui joue sur la mid lane, qui est champion du monde et qui lui aussi joue beaucoup d'assassins et qui, du coup, a lui aussi dû transformer son playstyle pour pouvoir rentrer dans la compo et jouer aussi des mages. Et il s'identifie pas mal à sa Diplex parce que lui aussi, il a eu à faire ce swap. I can take maybe one or two, and after we maybe go to the next live. I don't know who is after the Vitality, maybe on the Vitality TV. I don't know yet, but maybe we can have some insight. Do you feel a real difference between the French league and the other league in terms of level of skills, or because I'm pretty sure that you practice with a lot of different European teams, and that can be maybe a good insight with you guys. How do you think the LFL is? If the LFL is bigger than other leagues, or if maybe this is more than just one region we have to follow. So guys, what is the difference between LFL and the other leagues?
I guess I can go. I think LFL in general, like the whole level of like all teams combined, is for sure the best ERL, especially this split. But I do think there are other teams from other regions that like they have really good teams like at the top of their leagues. Like for
Mhm.
example, in Germany, I think Mouse and Big
Yeah.
are very good. I think from the UK, Excel is really good, and I think probably my favorite to win EU Masters.
Cool.
If I had to pick one. And even in Poland, like we lost to Luminar Gaming, that was the third team from Poland. I wouldn't say that we're worse than them. I didn't like think see us as being worse than them, but obviously we lost to them. So there's a lot of strong teams out there, and I feel like as a whole, like all ERLs in a way has leveled up, but I still see French being, or the French league LFL being on top in terms of general skill of like all the teams. Like we have more solid teams than others. Like I think our top 5 beats any other team league's top 5, for example. So
yeah,
that's how I see it at least.
Memento, you seem to agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think LFL is probably the highest level of skill outside of LEC. But like Smiley said, we also lost to Illuminar, which was the top 3 in Poland.
Yeah.
And I think like judging from scrims, I definitely feel like LFL was for sure like the strongest region. I think there are like some strong teams like Big and Mouse. Also Agro Rogue is not that bad either. Like they're pretty good.
True.
So, but yeah, I think everyone just became so much better at the game, and the level of skill has just improved so much. Like I don't think the gap of LEC and ERL is. It used to be like ERL is like down here, right, and then LEC is like super high up. But now I think it's like it's still a gap, right? But it's not as big of a gap.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a lot more fun now that everyone actually knows how to play the game and is a lot more competitive. And I definitely think like being in LFL was probably the best experience, just like viewing numbers as well, but also the quality of the games was also super fun to play against so good players.
Yeah, that seems also super cool to see that if the gap is closing between the ERL and also the LEC, that's make also more confidence to become a LEC player or re-became, or and I would say maybe also exports your experiences about with other leagues. Some in NA, some on other maybe big leagues, and that's maybe a good path to stay a bit in ERL than before. Before that was like you have to shine in maybe few years or few splits, and if that's not working, you are never an LEC player. That's change a bit maybe with this level of skills in ERL. Thank you guys. Donc la réponse de Memento de Smiley, c'est que oui, le niveau est excellent en LFL et qu'il est le plus proche possible de la LEC. Il reste un gap, mais que les autres équipes de d'autres régions sont aussi également très forts, comme Moose, comme Agorog, comme BTXL, dont Smiley met une petite pièce d'ailleurs pour la suite des EU Masters. Donc voilà, tu as ta réponse, Skyrine. J'ai vu ta question et je l'ai prise. J'avais un dernier message, moi, que je voulais vous faire passer et je ne l'ai pas vu passer, donc ce sera pour la prochaine fois. So, guys, what is the next step for you? I guess some few vacation days and we will back on work. Do you play a bit less of leagues in few weeks, or do you want to grind and be the rank 1 of the EU servers? What is
I mean, for me, it's like taking a break for like 2 weeks, I guess, like a full break. I won't touch the game at all, and after 2 weeks, I will probably like spam the game to get like really good at it again.
So that's the Diplex strategy. Smiley and Memento, do you follow this one?
Yeah, mostly I think I like to take like a full break after the season and just do nothing that has anything to do with electronics, like say it be Twitter or just League of Legends in general. Just wanna basically get away from everything a little bit and then just start grinding again and getting ready for summer.
Ok, donc un petit peu plus loin des réseaux. Smiley.
I mean, for me, I think for this offseason, I'm probably still gonna keep playing. I think I'm also like I kind of made like a promise to myself that I'll work on my routine, like personal routine in the off season. I'll try and get in better shape, both physically and mentally, and at the same time try and keep up with the game a bit. I'll definitely keep watching at the very least. Maybe the first week I won't be playing as much when I'm home, but I'm looking to keep spamming solo queue and be as ready as I can be for summer.
Donc
So.
Memento, Diplex et Smiley disaient qu'ils allaient prendre un petit peu de repos, mais assez rapidement Smiley allait reprendre. Diplex, une fois sa petite pause passée, allait regrind à fond, et Memento disait qu'il allait se mettre un petit peu en dehors des réseaux pour l'instant, puis revenir très vite pour la suite du split, le Summer qui revient en juin prochain. A lot of people talk about during all the show about your hairs. So what matters?
Oh,
Memento,
no.
tell me.
Well, I mean,
that was like a defy. What
I am still gonna probably shave the hair. It just didn't really have much time to actually shave our heads because we didn't trust anyone with a razor here or like with a machine.
Yeah,
so
I
I kind
agree.
of wanted to go to a barbershop, but at the same time our schedule was like super intense in the past month. It's just been like best of 5 after best of 5, and then
true.
on the off day we had, I was too lazy to go out and get a haircut. I just wanted to sleep in and do nothing.
I understand.
But at least that's I'm still gonna shave it, you know, in off season, but it's just been a bit postponed.
Okay, postponed. And do you are the only one to want to do it like these crazy things, Diplex or Smiley, or this is not your task, display? Smiley?
Not really.
Not
I
really.
mean, they were the two who promised the fans that they would shave their hands. So,
I kind of got busted.
That was like a great way to explain his way out of it for Memento, I think. But
yeah,
I mean, I remember last split and during quarantine in Paris, I shaved my head, and I don't think it looked that bad actually. I expected it to be a lot worse, so I might be going back to that hairstyle for summer. We will see. But I'm definitely getting a haircut when I get home. Like you can't really tell with the headset, but
yeah, true story. Like it's mandatory, I guess.
Yeah, my hair is all over the place. I haven't had a haircut since I came here, or right before I came to Berlin. So it's time to get a haircut for sure.
Donc voilà, ils l'ont dit, le défi est toujours d'actualité. Memento n'a pas pris le temps pour le faire, mais ça arrivera. Et Smiley peut-être aussi, il avait trouvé l'année dernière que c'était pas si moche sur lui quand il l'avait fait à Paris chez Géo l'année dernière. Donc peut-être que ce sera le retour pour la Dekari Vitality. Thank you guys. That was super cool to discuss with you about the split, about the LFL, and also about your proper way and routine. I hope you enjoy the vacation and the small part of outside of league, and go back to league strongly for the summer split. I'm looking forward to see your plays and to playing together. So thank you, Memento, Smiley, Diplex.
Thank you for having us.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
By the way, is it that Vitality jersey behind you? Is it from 2015?
Exactly.
It is. Okay, that's a really cool jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
I see that you're a supporter from a long time.
Exactly. That was the first. It was one of the first of my jersey, my esport jersey. I have a lot of different jersey, but this one is pretty collector, I would say.
It's really nice, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to have the new one, but maybe this can happen. Thank you, Memento, Smiley, and Diplex, and see you for the next split. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Voilà, vous l'avez compris, c'est la fin de ce petit moment à Ask Vitality. J'espère que ça vous a plu et on partagera ça sur les réseaux si vous l'avez raté le début. On se retrouve très vite pour de nouvelles aventures sur la Vitality TV. Sur ce soir, c'est fini et on se retrouve demain. Ciao, ciao tout le monde. Passez une bonne soirée. Ciao.